Bills.
This isn't fantasy football. It's real competition. Welcome to the NFL Survivor Tournament. You versus the field. $100 to enter. $100,000 in total prizes. $50K to the winner. Start each week with a $100K bankroll. Pick games, win returns. Top 80% survive. Bottom 20%, you're out. Bankroll resets weekly. No carryover. 20 weeks, $100K. Will you take home the cash? Sign up, lock in, and let's see if you've got the guts to survive.
There's more time to explore, and every Viking voyage is all-inclusive with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Richmonders love Pella, Virginia, and it's easy to see why. Pella gives you more, so you can feel confident choosing us for your window and door projects. While other companies may offer just one or two options, Pella has a full range: wood, vinyl, and fiberglass, so you get quality and customization, not just a quick fix. When you choose Pella, we'll handle everything from order to installation. Right now, get 40% off qualifying installations or no payments, no interest for 24 months. Find out more at PellaVirginia.com. Some restrictions apply.
As a scientist, I can tell you that Sundays are only 24 hours long. But with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game every Sunday all in one place. That's upwards of 30 hours of NFL in one day. How can there be 30 hours in 24 hours, you ask? I have a theory. Magic. New users get NFL Sunday Ticket for 8 payments of $34.50 per month. Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games and commercial use. Terms and embargoes apply. Availability varies.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. Then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
Febreze. It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now, all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
We are ready for some. Good morning, I'm Jay Reynolds. It's been 207 days since the Super Bowl. We now have football again. Eagles, Cowboys get the season underway tonight. Philly will also be celebrating the Super Bowl championship. At least some will be. For Coach Nick Sirianni, that was so last season.
Yeah, I didn't know it was banner night. We won't be out for that.
Eagles, Cowboys tonight in Philly. Tomorrow in Brazil, Chiefs and Chargers. Full slate on Sunday for week 1, then Bears, Vikings for Monday Night Football. Philly fans hoping for a better night tonight than they had yesterday with the Phillies.
1-0 to Collins. Line to right. Back Castellanos at the track. It is gone. A 3-run homer for Isaac Collins. 5 batters in. It's 5-0 Milwaukee.
TMJ in Milwaukee. Brewers were up 5-0 before the Phillies got an out. Milwaukee wins at 6-3. They're 5.5 games in front for the best record of the National League. Giants hit a home run for a 17th straight game. They beat Colorado 10-8. Braves with 4 in the 7th, another in the 8th to beat the Cubs 5-1. Pirates shut out the Dodgers 3-0. LA with 5 hits. Shohei Ohtani had 2 of them in the loss. Padres are swept by the Orioles. Diamondbacks shut out Texas 2-0. Rangers game and a half behind Seattle for the final wild card spot in the American League. Seattle losing to the Rays 9-4. 6 straight wins for Tampa Bay. Houston with 4 in the bottom of the 8th. They beat the Yankees 8-7. Houston now up 4 on Seattle in the AL West. U.S. Open, men's top seed Jannik Sinner is into the semis, winning in straight sets. Women's side, American Amanda Anisimova with a straight set win over second seed Iga Swiatek. Anisimova gets Naomi Osaka in the semis. WNBA, Atlanta by 11 over LA, their 9th double-digit win since the start of August. Sparks falling a game and a half behind the Fever for the final playoff spot. Sky roll over the Sun, 88-64. Connecticut with its 10th 20-point loss this season.
From the ESPN studio, presented by Ortho Virginia. Find one of Ortho Virginia's orthopedic locations at orthovirginia.com. W291CL Lakeside Richmond. WURV HD2 Richmond. We are 1061 ESPN. Richmond, it's time to get your morning going. Super Bowl. Richmond Sports Talk by Richmond sports fans. This is Fitz the Bill with Jack Fitzpatrick.
Struck him.
All live from the capital of the Commonwealth, where sharp analysis, your cause, and Richmond always come first. If it's making headlines locally or nationally, we're breaking it down. Now,
I'll take my time to South Beach.
Live from the capital of the Commonwealth, it's The Bill with your host, Jack Fitzpatrick.
Good Thursday morning, September 4th. Thank you for clocking in, making us part of your morning routine. Fitz the Bill. I'm Jack Fitzpatrick alongside Alan as we've got NFL. The National Football League is back tonight with the Cowboys and the Eagles, and week 1 across the board boasts some amazing matchups. It starts tonight with the NFC East showdown. It rolls on tomorrow with the Brazil game between the Chiefs and the Chargers, and it leads us into Sunday. In total, 6 divisional games right off the bat. And, oh, by the way, we get Ravens-Bills, maybe a preview of the AFC Championship game, and we get the Steelers-Jets, which that is maybe one of the worst games ever to have so many subplots going into it. And with everything happening, we're going to have to watch ads on Sunday while watching our NFL Red Zone. As they announced yesterday, Red Zone, which had been 7 hours of commercial-free football, they will be adding ads. So it's just 7 hours of football. But folks, that's another conversation we may have later on in the show. The storylines around Steelers, Jets already swirling. They've been swirling since Aaron Rodgers made it official, putting pen to paper, signing with Pittsburgh. And we get to know immediately if the Steelers made the right choice by letting Justin Fields out of the door and bringing in conspiracy theorist, Mr. Do Your Own Research, Aaron Rodgers. As it stands right now, Aaron Rodgers, he's just going through the motions. He's getting ready for just another game, according to Aaron.
I mean, we'll see. It just depends. Obviously, if you have to have something, otherwise, I'll speak for myself. I have to have something, otherwise, I'm probably in the wrong profession. So I'll be definitely excited come Sunday, but Wednesday just kind of going through the week of preparation.
Just going through the week of preparation, nothing too crazy. And honestly, that's been his entire MO this offseason. Deflection when it comes to this game. He's focused on the Steelers themselves. But when asked about if there's anything special about this game, he said, quote, "Yeah, it's week 1. And when asked about his emotions returning to his home stadium from the last 2 seasons, he said, quote, "I'd just be excited for week 1. Man, riveting stuff from Aaron Rodgers. He wouldn't even tell the media if he's kept in touch with anyone from the Jets organization. Just downplaying it all, downplaying this game ever since he signed with the Steelers. And with that, it seemingly brought a renewed and kind of intensified focus back onto the Steelers-Jets game. For all intents and purposes, this is a bad game. Like, the Jets are breaking in a new coach with a quarterback that I feel comfortable calling a journeyman now. And the Steelers are a once proud franchise flailing for any sort of relevancy. When you zoom out, Steelers-Jets, maybe, the 5th, 6th, 7th best game of the weekend. But when you magnify in on it and you start hearing the Aaron Rodgers comments, you realize this is one of the best subplot games in week one. There's so much bubbling under the surface, so much drama. This is the perfect finish to what was a wild 2 years in New York with Aaron Rodgers. The emotion, I think, will be overflowing once the kickoff is made. And I will guarantee Aaron Rodgers will do his biggest discount double check celebration the second he throws the first touchdown of the game. This is a game, though, for the Steelers that is going to set the tone for the entire season, because a dominating win, you've heard me all offseason. I have been anti-Steelers, anti-Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers is a massive headache. I don't think he has played well. I mean, he tore his Achilles in 23, did not come back all that well in 24. If you go all the way back to his final season in Green Bay, he looked subpar there. I think the writing has been on the wall for quite some time that Aaron Rodgers is a depreciating product. And the Steelers went out and they got him. I will be maybe a little too annoying if he looks bad and doing my I told you so laps, right? But if they go out and they have a dominating win, it'll shut me up. If Aaron Rodgers looks good and he looks like a quarterback that can lead the Steelers to the playoffs, I may shut up. But if they lose, if they don't look that good in a win, a sub 500 record incoming, missing the playoffs, very much on the table, very much in play. So this game has a lot at stake for Aaron Rodgers, an opportunity to shut up the naysayers like myself, for the Steelers to prove that they made the right decision by not only moving on from Justin Fields, but also Russell Wilson and bringing in Aaron Rodgers to pair him up with Arthur Smith. A lot at stake for Pittsburgh in week one against the team that Aaron Rodgers has played with the last 2 years. They were Super Bowl. They were a trendy Super Bowl pick the last 2 years with Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback for the Jets. In the last 2 years, he and the Jets fell on their face. So much going around this game. I cannot wait for the entire week, but the subplots, the simmering under the surface between the Jets and the Steelers make this game one of the most fun in week one. All right, let's get you updated with what you may have missed in the last 24 hours, because just about 24 hours ago, one of the biggest stories in sports broke.
This is your Fitz The Bill morning update, getting you caught up on some of the biggest stories in sports.
So reports surfaced yesterday from the Pablo Torre Finds Out podcast that the Clippers circumvented the cap with Kawhi Leonard. Pablo Torre is reporting that the Clippers and Clippers owner Steve Ballmer paid $28 million to Kawhi Leonard for a, quote, no-show job. Leonard signed an endorsement deal with now bankrupt Aspiration. It was worth $28 million, and it was signed roughly 9 months after he signed the 4-year, $176.3 million contract, which was the max contract at the time. There was a clause in the endorsement deal that it would void if Leonard ever left the Clippers. This is an ongoing investigation from the NBA. After missing most of training camp with what was reported as a calf injury, 49ers wide receiver Juwan Jennings is back and now has an added $3 million added to his contract in playtime incentives. Was it a calf injury or was it a hold-in? FanDuel does good for the city of Philly. The sportsbook helping restore the SEPTA Express train for the Eagles season opener tonight. FanDuel provided $80,000 to restore the train service. And ahead of the start of the season, the Giants have sold 10% of the team, barring any setbacks. According to the reports, the Cook family, who is worth north of $81 billion, have agreed to purchase 10% of the Giants, with the valuation for New York at $10 billion. In college football news, the boosters at Alabama are mad, and anonymous sources are starting to bubble up. Kalen DeBoer, however, isn't listening and said, quote, "My message is that our team I think we have a good football team that can do some big things still this year. We've got to prove it. We've got to go do it." The Tide under DeBoer have lost 4 times in his tenure as double-digit favorites. In the U.S. Open, Naomi Osaka has found her way into the U.S. Open semis 5 years after her title run, and Jannik Sinner on the men's side has found his way into the semifinals. After the Rockies-Giants scuffle on Tuesday, third baseman Matt Chapman has been suspended a game. However, he is appealing that suspension. He did hit 2 home runs last night. And around the MLB, Nationals 10-5 win over Miami. The Tigers down the Mets 6-2. Orioles get a 7-5 win over the Padres. Pirates beat the Dodgers 3-0. Braves win 5-1 over the Cubs. The Phillies fell 6-3 to Milwaukee. And the Astros got an 8-7 win over the New York Yankees. So that's what you may have missed in the wide world of sports overnight. We've got a great show coming up. Dan Pizzuta, an NFL writer, will be joining us at 9:15. He's joined us a couple of times throughout the offseason, and now we are finally ready to dive into exactly what he expects out of this NFL year. Are the Packers, look, we'll get to our picks, MVP picks, Super Bowl picks, everything like that throughout the show today as we get you set for tonight's show down at Dave & Buster's, Countdown to Kickoff, airing here on ESPN Richmond, but it's even better if you come out to Dave & Buster's from 6 to 7:45. We've got Raise and Hail out there. We've got Countdown to Kickoff. We'll break down the Cowboys-Eagles game, but today we're doing our picks. We're locking in our official picks, MVP, Super Bowl, NFC, AFC, everything like that. And with that, I'm high on the Packers. I'll just spoil that already. I'm high on the Packers. I won't say how high, but I really like Green Bay pre-Micah trade, and now I really like him. Even with the epidurals going into Micah Parsons' back, I still really like what the Packers have going on. We're going to ask Dan, am I crazy for having that much faith in the Packers, or does he think that the Packers, too, are the team to beat in the NFC? We'd also love to hear from you, 804-327-0888. You can call, you can text, and you can also be part of the stream on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Just type in ESPN Richmond in the search bar. We'll pop right on up, and you can like, rate, subscribe, comment, do all of that fun stuff right there on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Just type in ESPN Richmond, and we will pop right on up. All right, let's get our first break in here. Then on the other side, we'll talk a little MVP, most valuable player, a little history of the award, and who we got winning that illustrious most valuable player trophy. That's coming up right here on Fitz the Bill, 106.1 ESPN Richmond.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COOL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
At East Coast Appliance, our Labor Day customer appreciation sale is still going strong with huge savings on new and scratch and dent appliances. Save up to 50% off new appliances store-wide. Special offers on dishwashers and laundry pairs and limited time 0% financing you won't want to miss. Always same day or next day delivery and install available. The Labor Day customer appreciation sale at East Coast Appliance. The best price or it's free. At East Coast Appliance, we used to shop all over town to make sure you were getting the best price. Now we use AI to make the process easier and a whole lot faster. We have electronic price tags on all of our appliances that scan our competitors' prices and then check our prices to make sure we're lower. We take our best price guarantees seriously, and this helps to save our customers time and money. So if you're in the market for a new appliance, just stop by your local East Coast Appliance Superstore and see for yourself. East Coast Appliance, the best price or it's free.
Traffic reports on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, brought to you by Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, a premier Linux dealer. Online at hermanallenplumbing.com.
Have you thought of enrolling in a City of Richmond Promise Pay payment plan but haven't done so yet? Promise Pay is the convenient and flexible payment option for past due gas and water balances. But changes are coming soon, beginning September 1st. All new payment plans will be eligible for a 12-month repayment term versus the current 36 months. So if you're in need of a longer time to repay, you're encouraged to enroll before September 1st. Don't delay, enroll today. To learn more, visit our website at www.rva.gov/public-utilities.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
106.1 ESPN Traffic.
Expect delays heading west on Cary Street Road between Hillcrest Avenue and 3 Chops Road. We're seeing some merging delays on 195 northbound between Broad Street and Bryant Park Interchange. Some delays heading west on 64 between Mechanicsville Turnpike and 95. And for those of you heading north on 95, expect delays between Bells Road and Maury Street.
It's the season premiere of Behind the Web with Richmond football coach Russ Huseman this Thursday, noon to 1 at Bar West, 5811 Grove Avenue. Join us for lunch and Spider football talk. Or if you can't make it, catch it live Thursday at noon right here at 106.1 ESPN.
Welcome back in. Thursday morning, rolling along. And Saquon Barkley. Now, I would not bet Saquon Barkley. I would not pick Saquon Barkley to win the MVP, but Martin Scorsese might. Alan, there's a Martin Scorsese-produced documentary coming about Saquon Barkley, and it's been following him for the last 5 years. He said, quote, "I've been using this as my diary, as my therapy. It's been a 5-year journey." And now it's going to be produced by Martin Scorsese, coming out on Prime on October 9th.
Sounds like something I don't want to watch.
What? How did you? 5 years? That's a long time. What are we doing?
5 years. That's
a lot of boring quotes. I feel bad for Martin Scorsese. He's spending his final days on earth scrubbing through a bunch of B-roll that won't be used.
That's too much time with the Giants. 5 years.
Yeah, only one of those years is worth doing, and it's not even with the Giants.
Just show me what you thought when they gave Daniel Jones the money and didn't give you the money, and then let's do the time skip where you evolve into who you are now as Spider-Man on the Eagles. Let's just skip
all the other boring stuff.
Yeah, we don't need all that.
Skip the prequel.
Yeah, we don't need all
that. Honestly, he just spent an extra. So you spend your 4 years in college, right? His next 4 years were just college 2.0.
I was gonna say, if I was him, I would have done Penn State. I would have done me getting drafted, and then that clip from Hard Knocks where he's like, "Yeah, I'll get back to you," and then everything's Eagles.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's what it's going to do. It debuts on the same day the Eagles play the Giants. Convenient. All right, Martin Scorsese, you marketing guru, you. So weird to have Martin Scorsese executive producing this documentary. Wow. All right. So I would probably put money on Martin Scorsese to win the MVP before I put it on Saquon Barkley, because the last time a non-quarterback won the Most Valuable Player award, 2012.
Yeah,
when it was Adrian Peterson.
It's just a quarterback award. I mean, you look at the top like 15 odds is all quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So
And even going back to 2000, since 2000, can you guess how many non-quarterbacks have won the MVP award?
You said AP already. I would say maybe 3.
Whoa, you got it.
Yeah.
Can you guess who they were? It was a fun game. This is a fun game.
So you said AP,
AD,
probably LaDainian Tomlinson.
Ding, 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 ding.
I'll
give you a hint.
Yeah, give me a hint.
He played out west.
He played out west. Oh, well, that makes it easy.
His team made it to the Super Bowl this season. That he won it.
The season that he won it.
He broke a record, which was then broken the very next year. Sean Alexander.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say I would have never guessed that, but
what?
I remember the Madden cover.
Man, you wouldn't have guessed the greatest running back in the history of the NFL.
I try to erase the Seahawks good times out of my mind.
And that 2005 season was not a good time, man. I was in third grade.
Anything that's positive for your franchise, I try to erase it out of. That's what every good sports fan should do. Just if you just tell yourself it didn't happen, it didn't happen.
Look, as a young football fan, just kind of getting indoctrinated into the Seahawks fandom.
You poor child.
They make it to the Super Bowl, right? And I'm like, is this what sports is? Wow.
Is it like that bee with the butterfly? Is this sports?
Yeah, I was like, this is awesome. And then I have my heart broken as a little, what was I, like third grade or something? And you then just are like, oh, this is the pain of sports.
Yeah.
And I still cite the fact that Ben Roethlisberger did not score that dang touchdown in the 2005 Super Bowl. He even admitted it. I can't find the documentary that he admitted it in, but I remember hearing him say, I did not score that touchdown. I moved the ball after I was down, and they gave it to me.
Yeah, and as a wise man once told me, box score.
Hey, all right. So MVPs, right? They got 3 non-QBs have won it since 2000, all of which have been running backs, which might bode well for Saquon. But it's just been LaDainian Tomlinson, Sean Alexander, Adrian Peterson, after which they did something spectacular. Sean Alexander, he broke the single season record for rushing touchdowns. The very next year, LaDainian Tomlinson broke the record that was just broken for single season rushing touchdowns. And Adrian Peterson, it was coming off of his 2,000 plus yard season. I believe that was after he tore his ACL. So just a crazy comeback with that one. And that's how those running backs won it. What was that, 2005, 2006, and 2012. Every other year, it's been a quarterback. Typically, it goes to the quarterback, whoever is the 1 or the 2 seed in the conference. This last season, it was Josh Allen. You could have argued it was Lamar. You could have argued Joe Burrow. But it went to Josh Allen. And typically, this is just an award that is given to the quarterback of the best or second best team in the NFL. So before I give the picks, before we talk about our picks here, some quarterbacks that fit that criteria. Lamar Jackson, again. Josh Allen, again. Jalen Hurts. Patrick Mahomes. You like that pause on Jalen Hurts? According to betting markets, though, Packers, Lions, Commanders are all teams that make up the rest of the top 4 in the NFC. So you could potentially see maybe Jordan Love, Jared Goff, Jaden Daniels in there as well among the favorites to win the MVP. Currently, the favorites are Lamar, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Jaden Daniels has the 5th best odds at plus 850. Jalen Hurts has the 7th best odds at 20-1. Now, Joe Burrow in there as among the favorites, I find that very intriguing because the Cincinnati Bengals, they don't have a defense. Joe Burrow is going to put up the counting numbers, but there is a strong chance that Cincinnati does not make the playoffs for the 2nd straight year because their defense is just that plain bad. And look, there's probably not a route either that the Bengals are going to win the AFC North and be a top 2 team in the AFC. If that does happen, then Joe Burrow could win the MVP. However, that is all extremely unlikely. And in the betting markets right now, he is the 3rd favorite. So there's just no value in betting Joe Burrow to win the MVP as it stands right now. My favorite, and he is the favorite to win the MVP, it's Lamar Jackson. If you are a bettor, I would not recommend betting Lamar Jackson. But if I'm right here making picks and I'm staking my reputation on it, I like Lamar to win. What he did last season, man, was phenomenal. 45 total touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
Yeah, I had Lamar Jackson to win it last year. Hurt my heart. because he was 14-1 when I placed the bet. But yeah, I thought he did enough, but I wasn't mad that Josh Allen ended up winning it. Down the stretch, it was definitely like flip a coin.
Yeah.
Either one would work.
And Josh Allen kind of felt like not a legacy one, but he had been the second best in MVP voting for like 4 years in a row, it felt like. And it was just like, all right, I guess it's time we give it to him instead of giving it to Lamar for the third time, despite that being Lamar's best career season.
I mean, Joe Burrow could throw for like close to 6,000 yards and they probably give him MVP. I mean,
even then, I think he's like the Drew Brees of the era, where it's like you can win Offensive Player of the Year, but you're not winning. You're not going to win MVP.
He can't get out of his own way, and neither can his team. Just based on how he starts the seasons, man. Like you're always starting behind the 8 ball, man.
Hey, not this year. They played in the preseason, man.
Yeah, that's what they say, but I don't even. We'll see what they do against the Browns in the first week. Just because again that they don't have a lot of defense, and that offense is only as good as Joe Burrow staying upright. And there's a guy on the other side of the ball on the defensive side for Cleveland that can make sure he doesn't stay upright.
Does his name rhyme with Lyles Larrett?
He throws helmets and people. So be careful.
Yeah, so the fact that Joe Burrow's the third favorite to win the MVP award here in the preseason.
He's really good, though.
He's really good. I would bet him to win Offensive Player of the Year, though, because if he throws for 5,000 plus yards, if he breaks the passing yards record, then he probably will win Offensive Player of the Year. Probably won't win MVP because it's likely going to go to the 1 or 2 seed in the AFC or the NFC.
So you know how people say Aaron Rodgers throws like the best ball, the prettiest ball?
Did you hear what Tom Brady said?
What did he say?
Tom Brady said Aaron Rodgers is the greatest thrower of the football of all time when it comes to velocity, accuracy.
I was about to say I personally believe that is true too. I'm glad Brady said that because I've seen Aaron Rodgers in his prime, man. He like you talk about threading the needle and just any kind of throw, man. It was like he was basically walking the ball down the field and putting it in the receiver's hands. It is very, very amazing what he can do with the football. Joe Burrow has that same ability, man. I don't think at the end of his career he'll go down as like Aaron Rodgers as far as like having, his peers say he throws the best ball, but he throws a really good football and he's my favorite passer of all the quarterbacks. So him being in the top 3, I won't ever argue against it just because, I mean, if his team ever supports that component that he can't control, which would be the overall wins, because, I mean, he's playing well enough to win games. Like last year, he played well enough to be a 13-win quarterback, but I think they only had 9. So he needs his defense to help him a little bit there. If he ever gets to that, like, I don't think it'll be an argument whether or not he'll get the MVP. But I have to go a little off the beaten path this year. And it's I hate to do this.
Okay.
But I really think Jaden Daniels has what it takes to be MVP if the Commanders have a good showing this year. And for him, I think just getting to the playoffs would still be good enough with this team. And if he's got the stats with this, I don't think he has to be a 1 seed or a 2 seed in his case. I don't know why that is or why I feel that way. I think some of it has to do with the mystique still surrounding him as a rookie coming into the second year. There's expectations he'll have a sophomore slump. So the bar for him to impress is lower than the other quarterbacks, in my opinion.
That's a good point. And it is a narrative award, right? Like it is who dominates the headlines throughout the season.
He's got a ton of primetime games.
He's got a ton of primetime games.
So he's going to be in everybody's face.
He's going to dominate the narrative if he is as good, if not slightly better than last season. If his team wins 11 games, he's probably in the running. And that shows in his odds. He's plus 850. He was 11-1 probably like 3 months ago. And he's come down to plus 850 at this point. So there's a lot of money coming in on Jaden Daniels. A lot of people share that same sentiment. He does have the makings to be an MVP, if not this season. I think based off of what we saw, and it's an extremely small sample, I understand that. However, making a broad assumption from those 17 regular season games we saw out of Jaden Daniels, specifically like 14 of them, he was fully healthy. Because when his rib injury happened, he kind of took a step back.
Yeah, he was a couple games with the ribs.
But when he was healthy, he looked like a quarterback that it wasn't a matter of if he wins MVP in his career. It's going to be when he wins MVP in his career. And it opens up well this year because I think the Commanders do have a route to be the NFC champion as well. Because like the Eagles, we say it all the time, the NFC East has not had a repeat champion.
And the last time Nick Sirianni lost a coordinator like Kellen Moore, things fell apart in a big way for his team. And so that is something I'm actively monitoring. I do not have faith in Nick Sirianni. So I think that could open things up for the Commanders to win the NFC East, which would give Jaden a pretty good chance, pretty good route to winning the MVP award. A sleeper I got, and this isn't me just trying to appease you here, Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I know this is going to be Brock Purdy.
It's Brock Purdy.
Easiest schedule.
And he was in the MVP conversation in 2023.
Yeah, his stats are not like too crazy either. But the thing with Brock Purdy, I think, is he doesn't have a ton of weapons. So I don't expect him to have, like, he'll have yardage probably, but like, you know, the touchdowns and stuff, Christian McCaffrey is going to eat a lot of that up.
That's the thing. Like, again, coming back to being a narrative, if he has a good season and he's putting up good counting numbers, the narrative would be Brock Purdy is doing this with no help. He just has him and Christian McCaffrey. You know, like,
yeah,
Jawan Jennings is his wide receiver one. What a performance from Brock Purdy this season.
It's either he's got too much help or he has no help. But in 2023, that was a good year. You know, almost 70% completion rate and over 4,000 yards passing, a 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. And we still have people calling him a game manager after a season like that. Like, that's not game management statistics.
He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, he's a solid quarterback.
It pains me that the 49ers have a great quarterback.
I mean, even last year, he was almost 2-to-1 on the touchdown to interception ratio, still at the median of 65%. But that was his worst season, even though it's his second season starting. But like, of the 3 seasons he's had starting roles, that was like his worst season statistically, but had a lot of injuries as well.
A lot of injuries.
If he's able to get close to or equal to 2023 without Debo and Ayuk for half the season, with Kittle getting older, and just Christian McCaffrey and Jawan Jennings and Pearsall, I'm not trying to knock these guys, but they're not wide receiver ones.
No, they are not.
If you're able to put up numbers with those guys, then by all means, you should at least be in the conversation for MVP. And at this juncture where we're talking about MVP potential like candidates, we want them in the conversation at least.
Well, and here's the thing, how I kind of approach like futures betting when it comes to Super Bowl and maybe doing dark horse picks. You get someone who has long odds now that you think could jump out to a very good start, and maybe you cash out the bet. Maybe you kind of treat it like you're day trading almost, where you wait for that value to come in and then you cash out. Because will Brock Purdy win the MVP? Probably not, but they do have the easiest schedule in the NFL. If he opens this season up with a win over the Seahawks, which would pain me to no end, if he opens this season with a win over the Seahawks, and then he has like a 4-week run after that, he starts off the first month averaging 300 passing yards a game or something crazy, then you could maybe cash out after the month and you get a little return on your investment that way. So not saying Fitz the Bill. We're not necessarily a full-on sports betting show, but there is a sports betting background that I have a little bit. So that's kind of how I look at doing MVP sometimes when you're talking about those longer shots. Another quarterback that is interesting here, mainly for the insane value, it's Jalen Hurts at 20-1. His odds do not fit the overall criteria because he matches every criteria, right? He is the quarterback for what is assumed to be the best team in the NFC. He should put up some good numbers. He's going to have really good touchdown numbers because of the tush push, but he gets so much hate. And I'm one of them. I didn't put him in my top 10 quarterbacks when we ranked our quarterbacks earlier in the offseason. But he gets a lot of hate. He says there's a lot of help around him. The defense carries him to championships. The tush push, there's not a lot of skill into doing the tush push from, a running perspective. So he gets dinged a lot when it comes to those types of things. But the fact that he's going to be playing on a team that's going to be in the conversation to win the NFC for most of the season, paired with the fact that he's the quarterback of them, I think there's insane value in Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I think anytime you can get a quarterback is going to have at least the winning component down, it's always worth the shot. But the statistical component is going to hurt Jalen Hurts ultimately. He's just not in an offense that encourages a whole lot of passing.
Yeah,
he's not going to have the flash.
He'll average 17 pass attempts. Yeah,
like Lamar Jackson's in a dynamic offense. Like he's throwing and running, and it's a lot of flash to it.
He put up essentially 5,000 yards of total offense last year with 45 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, I don't think Jalen Hurts is ever going to have that kind of offensive output, and that's kind of what you need.
Yeah,
even with Josh Allen, another guy that's a dual threat. Like you've got to have some flash to your game, and I don't think Hurts unfortunately has a lot of flash to his game. So the 20-1 would be enticing, like I said, or the longer odds are enticing just because of the Eagles are going to be in the thick of it.
Yeah, and
I would say for my long shot, just to kind of throw it out there, either CJ Stroud or Baker Mayfield, two teams that I anticipate will win their divisions.
Yeah,
and again, statistically speaking, Baker had a crazy year last year.
Baker has been fantastic every year with the Bucs.
Yeah.
The thing that worries me with the Bucs is a new offensive coordinator for the third straight year. You go Dave Canales, he gets hired away. Liam Cohen, he gets hired away. And now you've got some guy named Grizzard is his last name. I think he's from Lizard Lick, North Carolina.
That's great.
I think Grizzard is from Lizard Lick. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
I'll look it up, but I was going to say that's
it's insane.
That's like when Matthew Stafford had Jim Bob Cooter.
Oh my God,
one of my favorite OCs.
Yeah, wasn't he an OC for the Lions, dude? I love Jim Bob Cooter.
What was the guy's name? Grizzard.
Grizzard.
All right,
like Grizzard, I think.
All right, I'm going to look it up.
Grizzard. From Lizard Lick.
Yep, he's from Lizard Lick, North Carolina.
I didn't even know there was a Lizard Lick, North Carolina, in all honesty.
That's awesome.
But I like Baker. CJ Stroud, I don't like the Texans to win the AFC South. I like the Jaguars to win the AFC South.
I mean,
so
everybody likes the Jaguars to win the AFC South until they fall on their face.
Oh, that's all I got to say about that one.
That's going to be funny. But again, long shots, you're looking for value.
Looking for a guy that, like Brock Purdy, you can get you can cash in and you can find a little.
How long is too long of a shot for MVP? I would probably say anything outside the realm of
if you're down where Trey Hendrickson's listed, stop.
If you're in the 30-1 and higher, I think that's a little too long for the NFL.
I can't think of the last long shot that won the MVP award.
Me neither.
It's typically one of the preseason favorites because you can identify pretty early on who's going to be very good.
They'll default to Patrick Mahomes before they give it to a running back.
If he makes it to if he wins the AFC again, they're just giving it to him.
All right, are there odds on Taylor Swift?
Chill. I'd bet that before Saquon Barkley.
Oh
man. All right, let's get a break in here. We'll step aside. We'll be back with a little news or snooze action on this Thursday, September 4th morning. You're listening to Fitz the Bill on 106.1 ESPN Richmond.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ALL to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text ALL to 321-321. That's ALL to 321-321.
Air Supply. 50th anniversary celebration, November 23rd, Dominion Energy Center. Performing their iconic hits in one night. On sale at DominionEnergyCenter.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ALL to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text ALL to 321321. That's all to 321321.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Jeff in Detroit. You are a bridge, the Eisen Bridge. You have entertainers that want to be athletes, and you have athletes that love entertainers, and you bring them together, man.
The 3-time Emmy-nominated Rich Eisen Show.
You do it so seamlessly, it's not even funny. Definitely looking forward to you doing it on the new network.
Rich Eisen returns September 2nd from noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, Disney Plus, and on ESPN Plus.
Weather reports on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, brought to you by Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, a premier Lennox dealer. Online at hermanallenplumbing.com.
106.1 ESPN weather.
It's currently 65 degrees and sunny with a high today of 86 and a low of 61. We're seeing mostly sunny skies throughout the rest of the morning and into early afternoon, with some clouds rolling in around 4 p.m. A steady southwest breeze averaging from 6 to 13 miles per hour. And taking a look into this weekend and tomorrow, a high tomorrow of 89 with a low of 68 and a high of 90 degrees on Saturday with a low of 71.
This is Joe Simpson with the Atlanta Braves, and when I'm on my road trip to D.C. and Baltimore, I always tune in to 106.1 ESPN Richmond for all my sports news. They've got you covered. News or snooze.
We have a very diverse news or snooze
It is, isn't it?
today. Yeah,
it is.
I wasn't expecting this. All right, up first, Angel Reese apologizes for critical comments about the Chicago Sky.
Did you see this?
I got an alert on it when it first happened and ignored it because I didn't think anything of it. But then I saw yesterday that apparently there's like a team meeting and her time with the Sky might be done.
This is newsworthy.
It's newsworthy. I agree. It's newsworthy.
She was quoted multiple times in this article and with the Chicago Tribune saying, we need great players. Then she went on to question Courtney Vandersloot, who's one of the better veteran point guards in the WNBA, who tore her ACL 7 games into the season. Angel Reese said, at this age she's at, we need someone probably a little younger with some experience, somebody who's been playing the game and is willing to compete for a championship and has done it before. Then Reese went on to say that she does not believe her teammates Rachel Bonham or Haley Van Lith are capable of leading a playoff team.
You know, I kind of stand with Angel.
You can't say that in the news.
I mean, you can't say it in the news. You definitely shouldn't say it in the news. But I kind of stand with her on a couple of those things. One,
you say that to your friend. You say that maybe inside closed doors. You're telling that to a beat reporter that we need great players and that your 2 point guards can't lead us to the playoffs.
Who is like, yes, I've got my hit down.
Goodness gracious,
but, I mean,
Angel Reese.
Not to go on a tangent about WNBA, but that team's terrible. They were
horrible.
They were terribly formed or built. Like you got 2 bigs. Like it's kind of funny because she's right. Like Vandersloot's old, and Haley Van Lith really hasn't ever succeeded when she's been asked to be the guy, basically. Girl, guy, whatever. Like to be the lead. Like her time at LSU kind of showed that she was better off in the lesser limelight of TCU, but
and Louisville.
Yeah. Like the minute she had to step into the brightest of bright lights with expectations, she didn't do well. I mean, I'm sorry.
No, you're right. It's newsworthy because like I can't believe she said that to a media member.
But if she's kicked off the team for that, good for her. She'll be better off without the Chicago Sky.
I mean, the Chicago Sky also, there was an anonymous poll taken of the worst teams and the worst franchises in the WNBA.
Easily.
Chicago Sky easily took that home top spot as the worst run team. And it shows with a lot of the players that have forced their way out of there, including Elena Deladon, who found her way to the Mystics, won a championship with the Mystics. But Angel Reese, man.
Angel Reese got to grow up, though.
She's got to.
Yeah, she's got to grow up.
She got to grow up.
That's immature.
Like, yeah, you're not wrong in what you said, but you're wrong in the manner in which you said it.
Story of my life.
It's kind of like Dabo. Dabo wasn't wrong in what he said.
He was wrong in how he graded it.
It's wrong, yeah, but it's also wrong of when he said it, right?
Yeah.
Like the time isn't right after the game to say something like that. Maybe we wait a little bit. Maybe we say that to our assistant coaches in the locker room afterwards. We don't say that to the media.
Was her face as straight as Dabo's when she said that?
You know,
because again, there's always going to be the elephant in the room. You're not that good yourself, ma'am.
You get a lot of your points and a lot of your rebounds off of your own misses.
I
So
mean, she hustles and everything, but it's not like, you're supposed to be a cornerstone of the franchise. It's not, totally on all the supporting cast. But either way, I didn't pay attention to it, but it's ballooned a little bit for the WNBA.
It has ballooned quite a little bit.
Chargers expect running back Najee Harris to start versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Bro, this guy has not played in so long. He has not played since his 4th of July superficial eye incident. And now he's going to be starting week 1. It's newsworthy. Great timing on that.
Yeah, no, man. How dare you start Najee Harris over Mario Hampton?
That's what I'm saying. All right, here I will say this little fantasy advice coming up next week. We'll have our first Fitz's Fantasy First Look segment. And with that, we'll kind of dive into waiver wires, things like that. But here's a little fantasy advice. If you're an Omarion Hampton buyer, if you have him on your team right now, don't fret. Things will be fine. He probably will out-carry Najee here in week 1, and he will likely take over the starting role by week 4.
He's so much better.
He is so much better. I think the only reason Najee Harris is starting against the Chiefs is because he probably is a slightly better pass blocker for a defensive end, defensive tackle, defensive lineman like Chris Jones. So maybe Jim Harbaugh wants to rely on that a little bit more.
I would even argue that that's not true either. His pass pro was great. Ask my boy Drake May.
Well,
saved his life several times.
I was going to say Najee Harris also probably isn't that good of a pass blocker anymore, though, with one eye.
Yeah.
The superficial eye injury that's kept him out for the entire training camp. He's going to be out of shape. It's an interesting move by Jim Harbaugh. One of the first moves since he's taken over the Chargers that I just flat out don't agree with.
I don't like it at all either. All right, the last one. Tua Tagovailoa says relationship with Tyreek Hill good.
All right, this is what Tua said at the press conference yesterday with the Miami Dolphins about his relationship with Tyreek.
For what it was earlier in the summer was just that, and I think people might have blown it out of proportion to where now. I mean, we've worked.
He requested a trade.
We've worked on it. And
he wanted to break
I think
up.
that conversation is dead now. I think once people see Tyreek score on Sunday, everyone will forget about that. So we're in a good spot. And we've been in a good spot for some time as well. So I'm really happy with that and pleased with that. And I'm very pleased with how our guys are operating now in all rooms, tight ends, running backs, receivers, O-line, all of that. So I'm very happy.
He's the worst.
Just to recap what
On the
Tyreek,
mic.
he's horrible on
Yeah.
the mic. But real quick, what Tyreek Hill has done this season, right? He essentially during move out day of the locker rooms, clean out the locker room day, he says he demands a trade. I don't want to be here anymore. I hate it here. Get me out of Miami. This is stupid. Then Bridges kind of men, this and that and the other. And then a couple of weeks ago at the start of training camp, he was like, maybe we can't run it at the goal line because we're too small down there. And then Mike McDaniel was like, I hate those two. Mike McDaniel was like, hey, Tyreek, maybe you don't tell everyone what we're doing in training camp during the portions that are closed to the media. Thanks very much. Tyreek Hill then kind of worked it out. He's like, I want to be in Miami. And him and Tua have had a weird relationship.
Because Tua is weird.
Here's the thing. It's newsworthy.
I agree. It's newsworthy.
Because at the end of the day, if the relationship was good, if it was bad, if it was ugly, it doesn't matter. Because the only option Tua has in this Miami offense is Tyreek Hill.
Say my guy Waddle does his
What did he
thing
do last
when he's
season?
healthy.
What did he do last year?
I think
Nothing.
he was hurt.
Hey, best ability is availability. That's all I got to say on that.
Fine.
You know what Tyreek played through? A hurt rib.
I was gonna say what I was about to say was not
Same.
appropriate.
Probably same. Probably same. So Tyreek and Tua if the Miami Dolphins want to go to where they need to go to save Mike McDaniel's job, which is
I don't think it's going to get saved.
Probably the playoffs. You're going to need Tyreek and Tua to be on the same page, and they can have the worst relationship of all time, but as long as they're finding each other on the football field, it does not matter because Tua and Tyreek need to play all the games this season if they want any type of shot at the playoffs. If you bring in the backup, I don't even know who the backup is anymore. For
Quinn Ewers is in there somewhere. I don't know where he's at on the depth chart.
QB2. If you're bringing in Quinn Ewers to be throwing to Jalen Waddle, you might as well get ready for the number 1 overall pick in the 2026 draft.
Which is going to be Arch Manning, apparently.
Not anymore. It's going to be Lenore Sellers, my guy. Or Fernando Mendoza.
What a door prize.
You want... It's the mystery box, man.
It is.
Do you want Tua Tagovailoa or do you want the mystery box? It could even be
you can have
Tua
the boat or the mystery box.
What are you, crazy? We'll take the boat.
No, not so fast, Lois. A boat's a boat, but the mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat. You know how much we've wanted one of those.
Then let's just...
We'll take the box.
We'll take the box. You gave up a boat for free tickets to a crappy
We're
comedy
going to take
club.
Arch Manning number 1.
And then they get home and they're like, you got us freaking comedy club tickets. What are we doing here?
Oh, man.
Arch equals Tua. But it's newsworthy.
If you have to tell people that the relationship is good, it's probably not. And then the initial description of,
what happened in the offseason,
Yeah.
that's water under the bridge.
Yeah, it is what it is, basically.
It is what it is.
Interesting.
Good luck.
Very interesting. But real quick, have you seen the line on that game against the Colts?
No.
It's pretty low. It's very strange. It's almost like the Colts are expected to win this game. So
I hate that.
So if you're the
not
Dolphins,
a lot of hope.
Yeah, if you're the Dolphins, it's not a good look, man.
Poor Dolphin Dave. I know he's going through it. But hey, there might be some sort of hope there. The AFC East is likely only going to put one team in the playoffs, and that is sad. That is sad. All right, so tonight we're out at Dave & Buster's. Come on out from 6 to 7:45. We'll be out there from 6 to 7. It's Raise and Hail, breaking down all things Commanders. And then from 7 to 7:45, it's our countdown to kickoff out at the Dave & Buster's in Short Pump. They have fantastic food and drink specials tonight starting at 8 p.m. $10 for 10 wings. They've got $5 draft options. They've got games, including signed NFL jerseys, power cards, and so much more. It's their welcome back football event starting at 8 p.m. tonight. And then we'll be there from 6 until probably watching the game there at Dave & Buster's as well. So come on out, say hi, hang out with us, give us your official Super Bowl picks, everything like that, starting at 6, running until kickoff with Raise and Hail, our countdown to kickoff. We want to see you out there. We cannot wait for it. So Dave & Buster's out at Short Pump. We'll be back with our number 1, wrapping things up right here on what?
There's no break here.
Oh, never mind. Look, we're rolling with it. So Dave & Buster's tonight. So countdown to kickoff. We'll be previewing all things Cowboys-Eagles. That Cowboys-Eagles game gets us going.
It's the NFC East Power 2 hours. Because we're doing Giants, Commanders, and then Cowboys-Eagles.
It's gonna be fun.
It is gonna be. I mean, honestly, like I said on the Sports King, I would not be shocked if the game is a little bit more competitive than what people expect. But the spectrum here is very wide. Like it could go where we're like, man, this is a really good game. What's going on with the Eagles? Or it could go, man, the Cowboys are doing exactly what we thought they would.
What do you think tonight is going to? I think the Eagles are going to win by 2 touchdowns.
I think asking the Eagles to win by 2 touchdowns is asking a lot with Dak Prescott back. I think.
Yeah, but man, that defense is so bad.
I get all that, man, but there's been so many games in my life in the NFC East where chaos has reigned supreme, and the team that is so much better than the rival team doesn't blow them out. It's strange. So I'm scared to be like, yeah, the Eagles are going. This is a wash. Eagles all day, and then the Cowboys come in and win, and then I have to sit here on Friday and kind of process what just happened. So I'm kind of giving myself an out here and saying that I just think it'll be a good game.
Come on, man. No, I get it. You're saving the pick for the countdown to kickoff.
No, I already said I was going to take my points with the Cowboys, just bump it up to 9.
Okay.
So I'm committed to that.
All right. Well,
From an analyzing standpoint, I'm not going to go all in on the Eagles and say the infamous words of, oh, it's a layup or this is free money, like all those things that make you look stupid when there's an upset.
If I'm talking free money, I'm just going to go a money line bet. I'm not going to go spread. However, I do think Philly handles their business pretty easily. I just have I have negative faith in Brian Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
I have negative faith in the Dallas Cowboys defense. One of the worst rushing defenses in the NFL. And who are they playing on the other side? Oh, the guy who had his documentary executive produced by Martin Scorsese. That's Saquon Barkley to you. Good luck slowing him down. A.J. Brown, who's guarding him? Trayvon Diggs, the guy who just came back from injury, who hasn't been in training camp. That sounds like a good plan. Oh, cool. We just signed Deron Bland to a $90 million extension with $50 million guaranteed. Who are you guarding? Oh, Devontae Smith. Good luck with that. Who else do they have? A bunch of no ones. Mozzie Smith. Cool. I don't care.
Terrible.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you. You helped.
He's a bad pick. He's a bad pick.
But my good, I just don't think the Cowboys defense has the necessary things to slow down the Eagles offense. And then the Eagles offense, CD might get his a little bit. I mean, we will get to see CD and George Pickens. How does that play out? That could give them the necessary points to keep it kind of close. But I mean, Jalen Carter up the middle. Tyler Guyton is back tonight for Dallas, so that's a big guy to get back off of the injury report. So maybe that can help slow them down a little bit. But I mean, the defense for the Eagles are also really good.
Yeah, so. their rotation is crazy, as the Chiefs found out last year. And despite what people might think, I don't think a lot of those guys that contributed are gone. Like, I don't know why people keep saying that there's so much turnover.
The only one was Milton Williams? Was that his name?
They just got rid of the old guys, essentially. They kept
Darius Slay's gone.
Yeah.
Who? CJ Johnson, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He's gone. All right, cool. I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with letting both of them. I love Darius Slay, but
he's old.
His trend down is going to start here real soon.
I think it already has started.
Yeah, and Gardner-Johnson I never
head
liked
case.
him. I never liked him.
The Eagles didn't really get worse. They didn't get a ton better this offseason, but they were already the best of the best. And I think the Cowboys did get worse this offseason.
I think 8.5 is just a crazy high number for an opener, man.
It is a crazy high number, but
I mean, the Lions were coming off of like a meh season, and they were playing the Chiefs, and that was 3.5, 4,
and the Lions won.
Yeah, so I'm like 8.5 in a division game too, man. That's like a line I would expect if it was midseason and Cooper Rush wasn't playing. Like, it just makes me nervous.
We haven't seen Dak in a while.
I know. It all makes me nervous.
There's a lot to it. I get your point where you're saying it is a rivalry game, the NFC
$5.
East.
I got $5 on it.
You got $5 on it? I got one unit. I got one unit. $10 for 10 wings. Pretty good deals they got over at Dave & Buster's.
Yeah.
They got it $5 22-ounce domestic drafts as well, $5 margaritas, the lime thyme Rita, available frozen or on the rocks. So if you're of drinking age, come on out, enjoy responsibly. Dave & Buster's in Short Pump, as we'll be doing countdown to kickoff from 7 to 7:45, getting you set for the NFL season, for the NFL kickoff between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. You want a shot at $50,000 in cold, hard cash? Well, Bull Rush just dropped the new sports comp, the NFL Survivor. Total prize pool, a massive $100,000. First place, $50,000 straight up. Think you've got the picks to survive 20 weeks? You got to join right now. Do not miss this opportunity. Join now and prove it. Prove that you've got the picks to survive 20 weeks. bullrush.com/ESPN. You do not want to miss out on this. First place gets $50,000, and there's a total prize pool of $100,000. All right, coming up, hour number 2, Dan Pizzuta, an NFL writer, joining us at 9:15. And we'll also be sharing some of our Super Bowl picks for this upcoming season. Stay right here, 106.1 ESPN Richmond. We're where Richmond talks sports. I won't be at Dave & Buster's Short Pump tonight. That's where Richmond comes to play. You do not want to miss it. Stick around. Hour number 2 is loaded. We're coming right back.
106.1 ESPN in your pocket. Download the app for on-demand shows, live updates, podcasts, and sports takes hotter than a game-winning drive. Your team, your way. Get it now. Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
Soccer in RVA is winding down with just a few games left this season. Make your plans now to catch the next Richmond Kickers home game Wednesday, September 17th versus Portland Hearts of Pipe. Tune in to hear ESPN Richmond live as we count down to this nationally televised game on RVA Community Night at City Stadium. Then it's on to a Saturday night showdown September 20th versus Charlotte Independence. Reserve your tickets today at richmondkickers.com. And don't forget, at Kickers games, dogs are always welcome.
Are you suffering from a sports injury, chronic pain, or something that just plain hurts? Ortho Virginia can help get you on the road to recovery. As the state's largest provider of orthopedic care, Ortho Virginia's team of specialists offers surgical and non-surgical treatment options. With 12 offices conveniently located in the Richmond area, visit orthovirginia.com or call 804-915-1910 to discover why at Ortho Virginia, stronger starts here.
From the ESPN studio, presented by Ortho Virginia. Find one of Ortho Virginia's orthopedic locations at orthovirginia.com. W291CL Lakeside Richmond. WURV HD2 Richmond. We are 1061 ESPN. You're listening to the second hour of Fitz the Bill on 1061 ESPN.
Hour number 2, Fitz the Bill. Appreciate you clocking in, getting your day started with us right here on 1061 ESPN Richmond. I'm Jack Fitzpatrick, Allen alongside, and it's time for everyone's favorite part of the show, Super Bowl picks. We got to lock them in now, Allen. You got to lock them in before the season kicks off. Otherwise,
I don't think I've ever gotten a Super Bowl prediction right.
I have not either. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to break the curse. We're here to get our first ever. This is probably not going to be right either. It's just so tough. Look, I don't want to be the nerd and pick all of the favorites, but I mean, they're favorites for a reason.
It's rare that the favorites get there though, or win it.
But let me tell you the favorites out of the AFC: Bills, Ravens, Chiefs.
I didn't see that coming. Sarcasm.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, one of them probably gonna make it.
I mean, I just pulled up the FanDuel odds. I am pleasantly surprised to see the Chiefs at what would probably be their lowest odds I've seen
in quite some time.
Yeah, in quite some time.
Yeah, they're plus 400. Then the NFC, you got Eagles, Packers, Lions, Commanders, 49ers are the top 5 out of the NFC. That one's a little bit more of a toss-up. That one is definitely more of a toss-up. I think, look, I'm on it where I've drank the Packers Kool-Aid before. I believe
I'll keep doing it. I don't know why.
Look, they keep bringing me back in. You trade for Micah. I'm back in.
Packers trade for Micah. They meet the Niners in the playoffs. Same scenario.
Micah gets a game-sealing sack. You're right.
A game-sealing sack. No, Micah gets run over by Trent Williams, and we just keep running the rock like we do every time we play the Packers. And every time we play Micah and the Cowboys.
So this was
there's a blueprint to winning against both teams already. I don't see how that's going to change.
So I've got the Packers in the NFC Championship game.
Well, we're talking Super Bowl, sir.
Yeah, I know. But you got what's the game play before the Super Bowl?
I get it, but I'm just saying.
Like I got Packers Commanders in the NFC Championship. I wanted to put the 49ers there. I wanted to put the 49ers where the Commanders are. However,
I don't know. Isn't that really good analysis?
Yeah, I was gonna say yes. You don't know.
I don't know. But okay. So the Commanders. Here's what I'm thinking: the NFC East has not had a repeat champion in 15 million years, and so the Eagles, I'm throwing out. They're not going to be a top 2 seed in the NFC, and the teams that are in the NFC Championship game are almost always a 1 or 2 seed. It is so rare that what the Commanders did last year as a wild card, making it to the NFC Championship game, that is fairly rare. So I wanted to go with either the 1, 2, a division winner, essentially, to make it to the NFC Championship game. And I think the Commanders can do it. The Commanders have, we were talking about it earlier, Jaden Daniels, of course, in the MVP conversation. That offense should be pretty darn solid. And if the defense can just be average, they should have a path to win the NFC East and find their way into the NFC Championship game. And then on the other side, look, the NFC North has been a powerhouse there for the last couple of years. The Vikings won 14 games last year. The Lions were the 1 seed in the NFC, then ends up getting upset in the NFC divisional round by the Commanders. The Packers have been a consistently solid team up there. I think there's another. Who's the other team in the NFC North? The Bears.
The Bears, yeah.
And they have done nothing.
I'm not banking on the Bears. Let's do this. All right.
Hit me.
The Eagles are the favorite to come out the NFC.
Yep, I don't like that.
I don't like
fading them.
I don't like their odds of repeating. Just in general, it's tough to do
unless you're Patrick Mahomes.
And I was gonna say the only reason why I would not say that about the Chiefs is people are still scared of the Chiefs in the AFC. I don't know why. The Bills and Ravens should have challenged them and beat them at least once by now. The only hope that we have is the Bengals, and their defense just isn't going to work. But I'll put the Chiefs out of the AFC, and then I will go Niners or Packers with you out of the NFC. One of those 2 teams I think can make it.
Niners or Packers?
Niners or Packers.
See, what worries me with the Niners, and this is why I didn't put them in the NFC Championship game, I think they're going to win the NFC West. I do not think they have the wide receivers currently to make it to the NFC Championship game and be a real threat in the playoffs. I just think they've been decimated by injuries at that position a little too much. So I gave the slight edge to the Commanders.
So I don't, and the only reason why I'm not picking the Commanders is just because they had such a relatively healthy season last year.
What are the odds of that happening?
It's going to be slim pickings to get through this season without some kind of significant injuries, unfortunately. Because I mean, that's just the game, man. Like a lot of teams, you can say it about the Eagles. Last year, they were relatively healthy.
And that's the thing a lot of people talk about with the Super Bowl. We have the talent to do it. Yeah, talent's only part of the equation. You need so much luck.
You need a little luck.
You need a lot of luck.
You need some depth because it's a long season. And the thing about repeats, the wear and tear in your body for that season previous, no matter what people think, it wears on you in the next season. I think Jason Kelsey talked about it for him. But I've heard the Chiefs talk about it before too. Like you get those deep playoff runs, it's really hard to come back and maintain health the next season.
Which is why I also don't have the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. I think it is kind of catch up to them with the fact that they
just don't like Patrick Mahomes.
I love Patrick Mahomes.
No, you don't.
I love watching him. Look, it's like LeBron James. I understand I'm watching greatness. I understand what I'm watching. It is so exhilarating to watch Patrick Mahomes. But here's the cold, hard facts, and I am willing to tell you right now. The Chiefs have played in like a ton more games over the during Patrick Mahomes' career. They have played in more than an extra regular season compared to the rest of the league.
I don't think he's ever not been in an AFC Championship.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So that's at least 2 extra games every single year.
Yeah,
it's tough. That is tough to overcome.
Over what? About 6 seasons?
6 seasons. Yeah, so all of a sudden you blink. Oh, they've played at least 12 extra games than everyone else. So I think the Chiefs will finally have health catch up to them. I still think they're going to be one of the best, probably a top 2 seed in the AFC. Actually, no. I retract that. They're going to be a wild card because I got the Chargers winning the AFC West.
You go with that stuff again.
I almost forgot my bold take. Yeah, I think, look, the Chargers make it in as the AFC West champions. The Jaguars make it in as the AFC South champions. Who knows what the Raiders do? Just kidding. I know our Raiders listener. I'm not allowed to like the Raiders anymore. So I do like Pete Carroll to win Coach of the Year. That's a fun one if you're into that. Let's go to the phone lines before we give our Super Bowl pick.
But you keep saying crazy things.
Dolphin Dave is on line 1. Dolphin Dave, good morning. How are we feeling about Miami?
Really terrible. You want to know the truth? I think Here's my poll. You want my bold prediction? I think Mike McDaniel gets fired halfway through the season this year.
Wow.
I have not, and I'm being serious, and I hate to say that. You know how big of a Dolphin fan I am. Preseason, everything, they have a toughness. They don't have any toughness. Again, I go back to the conversation we had before, the fact that Mike McDaniel seems more to want to be a friend to the players than someone who's going to jump down their throat if they screw up. I think here's the question thing is staying healthy. I think we have the potential to be really, really, really good. I could be surprised by how good we are. We have really good receivers. We have obviously very good running back. We have, if he stays healthy, a quarterback that's really good. So what's not to like? Well, what's not to like is the defense that doesn't look great. But what's really not to like, guys, and I've told you this, and I'm really interested in when I sit in the little water bowl I'll be sitting in on Sunday, whether I can predict the plays like I did last year. Because if I can predict the plays, then obviously the defensive coordinators can predict the plays. And unless he does something different and throws things into it, every single time they had the ball, it was, all right, run left. All right, run right. Oh, well, we got 3 yards. Okay, let's try to toss a screen pass. Let's try to toss across the middle. Every so often that worked. One time not, we're going 4 and out. So, I think it's going to be, I am not predicting good things, and I hope I'm absolutely wrong. But unfortunately, I am not predicting good things. One other thing I want to toss into this is this. You guys were talking about the Commanders. I got nothing against the Commanders. But I think they have a little bit of a harder schedule this year. I think they've won a lot of games by, one by a score. And I think there's an awful lot of people that now have studied your quarterback. So remember, this is the second year of your quarterback. He's a sophomore. And there are people that are going to be, he's great. I'm not taking anything away from him. But you got a lot of people that are going to be set up for him again this year. So I think it's still the Eagles division to take. I think the Commanders will go to the playoffs, but I think they'll lose in the first round.
That's a great point, Dolphin Dave. Thank you so much for calling in. Have a great rest of your Thursday. It's a valid point when it comes to the Commanders, right? There is the playbook now out on them, Jaden Daniels. This is why the sophomore slump happens a lot. It's not because all of a sudden a quarterback gets worse magically from his rookie year to his sophomore year. It's typically because the book is out on him and defenses know how to play against him, where you can't necessarily figure that out in the middle of a season, their rookie season. Jaden Daniels might just be the exception to that rule, though, because Jaden Daniels does something that I don't think any other quarterback has ever done. And he watches film on 2x speed, right? There was a whole story that came out about this during last season. So he has an ultra fast processing mind. He knows how to process defenses in ways that I don't think a lot of now sophomore quarterbacks have ever been able to do. So I don't think we'll see necessarily that step back from Jaden Daniels. But the fact remains, they've got a much tougher schedule. They do. And the conference does still run through Philly. I just think Washington can make it through Philly. If they're able to split the season series with the Eagles and handle their business against the Cowboys and the Giants, they'll be sitting pretty where they need to be to take the NFC East by the end of the season. That is how I see this playing out. And I think Jaden Daniels will overcome the fact that the rest of the league now knows how to, quote unquote, slow him down. Barring any crazy injuries, Jaden Daniels should take a step forward in 2025. And it's why he's plus 850 right now to win the MVP award. But I like the bold prediction about the Miami Dolphins, though, Dolphin Dave. Love that prediction that Mike McDaniel will get fired halfway through the season. I'm a Mike McDaniel guy. I think he's a fun coach. I think he's a new type of coach. I think he brought a lot of intriguing and different scheme to the Miami Dolphins, to the rushing attack. He kind of revolutionized offense the first couple of years he was there with his motions and everything like that. I mean, that offense was cooking on all cylinders his first 2 seasons in Miami, but he needs to figure out what his adjustment to the adjustments are. And that's going to be the key to the Miami Dolphins. That and the fact they have the worst secondary, one of the worst secondaries in the National Football League. The Miami Dolphins have a guy named Storm Duck starting at cornerback. Let me just say that again. The Dolphins have a guy named Storm Duck playing cornerback. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. All right, let's get a break in here. We'll step aside. We'll be back. We'll be joined. Dan Pizzuta, an NFL writer. He writes Snaps and Starts newsletter as well. You've also seen his work in the 33rd team, the FTN Almanac. He'll be joining us to talk a little bit about the upcoming NFL season. And as a reminder, tonight from 6 to 7:45, we are out at Dave & Buster's in Short Pump. Come on out. They've got 10 for $10 wings. They've got some fantastic offers with that. $5 22-ounce domestic drafts, $5 margaritas. If you're of age, if you're 21 or older, enjoy responsibly and come out for their welcome back football event. We'll be there with Raise and Hail from 6 to 7. And from 7 to 7:45, it is our countdown to kickoff show ahead of the Eagles-Cowboys game. And Dave & Buster's out in Short Pump, their welcome back football event kicks off at 8 p.m. with tons of games, with prizes, including signed NFL jersey, power cards, and so much more. You do not want to miss it. All of the action gets going at 6 p.m. tonight at Dave & Buster's in Short Pump. We can't wait to see you there. All right, we'll be back with more Fitz the Bill, 106.1 ESPN Richmond.
And Canty and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
The Patriots are a team that could absolutely be a sneaky playoff team. You have an opportunity to capitalize on potentially having your young quarterback on a rookie deal and being the guy. You have a proven head coach who understands the culture in New England and Mike Vrabel. We like what they did in the draft. We like how aggressive they were in free agency. Oh, and by the way, they have the easiest schedule of any AFC team.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2. For Indiana.
Because what people are doing is people are going, oh, same old Bengals, they're being cheap, essentially, right? We should have been able to kick that whole thing years ago. But certainly at this point, with all the money they've thrown around that offense, I mean, I think we're done having that conversation. There's got to be a reason that they have been more hesitant in this situation to commit to the guaranteed money.
For Indiana. Weeknights at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on SiriusXM Channel 80.
Summertime in RVA means Richmond Kickers soccer games at City Stadium. Family fun, food trucks, and men's soccer action on the field. Tickets online at richmondkickers.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
Traffic reports on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, brought to you by Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, a premier Linux dealer. Online at hermanallenplumbing.com.
Thursday Night Football. You don't just want to hear it, you want to be a part of it. Join me, Jack Fitzpatrick, host of Fitz the Bill, Thursday, September 4th at Dave & Buster's in Short Pump. Countdown to kickoff starts 7 p.m. live from Dave & Buster's in Short Pump. 106.1 ESPN Richmond, your station for the NFL.
Game on, Richmond. Crank up 106.1 ESPN for live play-by-play, blistering hot takes, and nonstop action. Your ticket to the hype. Stay dialed in.
Welcome back in Fitz the Bill on this Thursday, September 4th morning. The kickoff for the NFL season is finally here after a long offseason with a ton of news we had to dissect. Aaron Rodgers, there was some discontent with Terry McLaurin, some Micah Parsons, Trey Hendrickson. We can push all of that aside and focus on the game tonight. Well, kind of. We still got to talk a little bit about the Micah stuff and all of that great stuff. But we're joined now by Dan Pizzuta, NFL writer. You've seen his work in 33rd Team, FTN Almanac, and as the Snaps and Starts newsletter. Dan, thank you so much for taking some time out of your morning to chat some NFL with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Of course. I want to start here. Micah, the trade impact. Going from the Cowboys to I loved the Packers before the trade, and now I feel like I love them even more with or without an epidural shot in his back. How do you see that Micah Parsons trade playing out for both the Cowboys and the Packers?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, like you, I was going to be high on the Packers before this. I think when you look at some of the advanced stats and things, they were, by the end of the season, like a top 5 defense by weighted DVOA by the end of the year. I think but what they were really missing, I think, was that really like star impact kind of pass rushers that they could have win one-on-one. And that is what they have now. And I think that's going to be more of an impact. Obviously, if he's on the field, he's going to be great. But I think where we're really going to feel this impact for Green Bay is going to be in the playoffs and then later in the season when you kind of can rely on that star impact guy to win those one-on-one matchups. And I think that's what we kind of saw missing from Green Bay these past 2 years, even though this team has been very good. I think schematically the defense was very good. They knew how to draw up some pressures, but now that they have that guy that they don't really need to draw up anything for, but also that they can move him around a little bit. I just think it opens up a lot of possibilities for that defense that had already been pretty good. You were a little worried about whether there was going to be some turnover regression because they were so reliant on turnovers last year. But when you have a guy like Micah Parsons just creating chaos on almost every snap, it's a little easier for turnovers to continue to happen. So I think that is something where they were just missing that one really big piece. And I think this is exactly what they needed for this defense to take another step forward.
How do you think that Packers defense last year took a step forward under Jeff Hafley, the new defensive coordinator? Because they were a defense that felt like every year they had so much talent, but they never really lived up to their potential. And then you mentioned it. Last year, they were one of the best in terms of DVOA and weighted DVOA. How did Hafley's scheme and Hafley's change help the Packers, do you think?
Yeah, it was a little bit more of being a little more aggressive. I don't think they were probably as aggressive as we kind of thought they even could have been. But I think if you look at what the Packers had been in previous years, kind of under Joe Barry and that, they were kind of trying to do the Fangio thing where you're playing a lot of kind of soft zone. And they weren't executing at that high enough level for that to really make a difference. But last year they were moving things around, a lot of pre and post snap changes, what they were doing in the coverages, a lot of guys just kind of playing to their strengths. If you add a guy like Xavier McKinney in the back end, allowed them to play a lot more single high and have someone else kind of in the box and be able to play to their strengths. Some of the blitzing and the sim pressures that they were able to do. It was just a lot of different looks that they were able to give opposing offenses, which had been kind of the exact opposite of what they had done previously, where it was very static, a lot of just kind of zone coverage that left a lot of holes. So the way they were just kind of moving around schematically, and now, when you add a pass rusher like Micah Parsons in there, that makes everything a lot easier and it allows everybody to have a lot more other moving pieces around there because there's one less person that you really have to worry about kind of scheming up in that defense, which I think they did do a really good job of last year.
That makes a lot of sense. And now with all of this going in with the Packers, do you think they are the biggest threat to Philly in the NFC?
Yeah, I would say so. I think they would, they'd be up there. I would also I know a lot of people are going to want to, throw Washington down there and kind of write them off as some regression candidate. But I think Washington's going to be a bit of a thorn in Philly's side in the NFC East too. So I'm not willing to say that, Philly is this overall greatest team we've ever seen. I think a lot of people are kind of taking what they did in the Super Bowl, which of course was very impressive. But I think overlooking kind of what this team looked like for most of the regular season, which was a pretty good team that got really good in the playoffs. So I think there are still some things where I don't think Philly is going to be, far and away this best team in the NFC. Like a lot of people have been kind of talking them up for most of this offseason. So I do see that being a little tighter at the top of the conference.
Dan, you wrote the Commanders portion in the FTN Almanac, right?
Yes.
So you became very acquainted with Washington while writing that out. What is it about them that makes you think they won't be a regression candidate?
I think a lot of people are we're kind of looking at some of the wrong things for Washington. I think a lot of people you look at the kind of the age of the roster, especially on defense. That's a big thing. This is the oldest team in the league. I kind of think that's more of a 2026 Washington problem than it's going to be a 2025 Washington problem. I think the defense, again, I think they did improve in the secondary a little bit, which was a major issue last year. Even when they, were getting pressured, there was going to be someone running wide open. And that was one of those things where they weren't able to create turnovers quite a bit. So even if they're a little luckier with creating turnovers, this can just be an average defense. And I think this is going to be a much better unit than it was last year. And I think you look at the offense, I think there's a lot of things where people have been looking at the fourth down success that they had. This was one of the best fourth down teams that we've probably ever seen. Converted 85%. And when you look at the volume of how much they went for it, when you look at DVOA, which we have in the FTN Almanac, this is one of the highest DVOAs on fourth down we've ever seen. Obviously, people are expecting that to regress. You're not going to be able to be that good year after year. But I think that is kind of overlooking how good they still were on early downs. And so it wasn't just them being good on third and fourth down that propelled this offense. And I think there are ways in this offense that schematically, week by week last year, there was kind of something new coming into this offense that really allowed them to be as good as they were at the end of the year. And I'm kind of expecting that to be something that they're able to do again with some of the additions, with the offensive line additions. I really think this offense is still going to be one of the better units in the league. And as long as you have one of those, it really kind of stops you from, falling back down to earth, which some people are kind of expecting them to do.
Dan Pizzuta joining us on this Thursday morning as we get set for the NFL season. Dan, I want to focus now going from the NFC to the AFC. We were talking earlier about how the Kansas City Chiefs have seemingly played an extra season compared to the rest of the league because of their postseason success. I mean, it's a great problem to have, but now with a team that is a little bit older, you got Travis Kelce just gets engaged to Taylor Swift, all of those storylines going around it. What do you think their odds of making it back to a fourth straight Super Bowl are?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's going to be very hard, but I'm never going to say that they can't do it because you probably wouldn't have said they were going to get back to a third straight.
True,
but
very true.
It's just a team that I think just kind of, I don't want to say just knows how to win, but I think it is just a team that is structurally put together in a way that they're never going to be bad. So they're always going to hang around. And once you get into the playoffs, if you're able to hang around, that's really kind of all you need. And I think we do still have a quarterback who is the best that we are seeing in the current NFL. So I do think there are going to be some pieces on offense that are going to fit them a little better. I'm very interested to see how Simmons plays their rookie left tackle, who was he's a good player. He kind of fell in the draft because of injury, but it appears that he's healthy now. If they are able to kind of fix that offensive line and at least have a little more confidence in there, I think that is going to be part of what helps open up that offense and allow Patrick Mahomes to potentially, throw the ball down the field more. I think we kind of saw it because of the receivers, because of how quickly pressure was coming. They didn't really have the confidence to be pushing the ball down the field. So we kind of have gotten that boring kind of dink and dunk offense from Kansas City over the past couple of years. But if they're able to open that up just a little more by having the confidence in the protection, then if you start having some more explosive plays, that's going to make the Chiefs dangerous at any point. So they're always going to be in it. So you never are going to write them off just because we know they're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be playing in these close games. And anytime you do that, you have a chance.
They seem to be one of the more interesting teams because of how you started that, right? They're a team that just knows how to win. And for me, that goes against like all of my I love looking at EPA, the DVOA, and it's just like, they're never elite. It seems like the last couple of seasons, they're always good, but they win so many games. You'd expect them to be elite, but you said they just kind of know how to win. And that is so hard to quantify.
Yeah, it really is. I think you kind of look at some of the things they were doing. If you look at some of their advanced metrics on like third down and in the fourth quarter, that's when they were playing their best. And again, as someone who does look at the advanced statistics, that's usually something that throws off kind of, red sirens of that you're going to regress. But this is a team that's usually when kind of Patrick Mahomes is playing as the Patrick Mahomes we kind of saw him earlier in his career, when he just kind of goes into, I need to make a play here, which is not something they, have relied on him to do kind of earlier in games, earlier in, downs earlier in the season. So I think that is still something where that is in there. And if they can bring that out, expand that to a more consistent part of their offense, then I think they're going to start looking like the Chiefs that we've seen, earlier in his career. Even if they might not be a 15-win team, this could still be a 12-win team that probably has that we feel better about. Just by the look at them this year, than they were as a 15-win team last year that we saw, sneak out a lot of close wins.
Dan Pizzuta joining us on this Thursday morning. Dan, who do you see? Who has the makings to be the dark horse Super Bowl contender this year?
Ooh, dark horse is interesting because there's some interesting teams that could come in. I mean, I don't know how much, San Francisco is going to be a dark horse, considering they have been one of the better teams in the league. They have been in the Super Bowl over the past, few years. But based on what they were last year, I think some people might be surprised to see how good we kind of have them projected to be this year. Again, the easiest schedule in the league. When you look at it, they're going to be healthier this year. Hopefully, in theory, I think we kind of overlook just how much they were injured last year, especially on offense. So I think when you kind of rebound a little bit with health, the defense should be a little bit better. I think Brock Purdy has been. I think Brock Purdy now is the quarterback the Brock Purdy defenders thought he was in his rookie year. He has definitely progressed throughout his career to be a quarterback who is able to kind of take a slightly bigger load on his shoulders in the offense. Doesn't have to be schemed up quite as much, but we do still have the scheming of Kyle Shanahan in this offense. And Christian McCaffrey is even kind of 80% of what Christian McCaffrey has been. The 49ers are going to be up there in that top tier of NFC teams just because there is still so much talent there. The health is there. The schedule really works out for them. So I think if there's a team that was just kind of bad last year who we're expecting to be good again, that would be San Francisco for me.
Awesome, Dan. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Where can people find all of your work that you'll be putting out this season?
Yeah, absolutely. Just look on some socials. That's probably the easiest place to do it. Still on Twitter, Dan Pizzuta, Blue Sky there, and I'll be posting links to kind of everything. It'll be kind of a couple different places, but if you're looking there, you'll be able to find what I'm doing this year.
Awesome, Dan. Thank you so much. Look forward to it and look forward to connecting again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
There goes Dan Pizzuta. You can follow him, Twitter, Blue Sky, at Dan Pizzuta, Pizzuta. A fantastic follow, always with great insights. You do not want to miss out on it. That's Dan Pizzuta, NFL writer. He just launched his Snaps and Stats newsletter. You can find the link to that on Twitter and on Blue Sky. So a lot of great stuff coming from him. Always appreciate his time and his insights as well. All right, let's get a break in here. Step aside. Be back with a little preview. The preview to the preview. Cowboys Eagles tonight. We'll be breaking all of that game down with our countdown to kickoff show live at Dave & Buster's tonight out there in Short Pump. But of course, we've got to talk about it a little bit right now on Fitz the Bill, and that's coming up on the other side of this break. So stay with us. 106.1 ESPN Richmond.
Looking for the perfect golf course? Check out RVA's best kept secret, Queenfield Golf Club, just a few minutes past Mechanicsville. Reserve your tee time today at queenfieldgolf.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COOL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Your trash is treasure at CNC Colored Recycling. From copper wire to radiator ends, cans to lead batteries, CNC Colored Recycling will pay cash or check for your unwanted scrap metal. No load is too large or too small. Don't dump it, recycle it, and get paid at CNC Colored Recycling, just south of Maple Street on Route 1 in Ashland. Free local container services available too. CNC Colored Recycling, open every weekday and a half day on Saturday. Check the latest cash scrap prices online right now at cccullet.com. That's CCCULLET.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COOL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's the season premiere of Behind the Web with Richmond football coach Russ Huseman this Thursday, noon to 1 at Bar West, 5811 Grove Avenue. Join us for lunch and Spider football talk. Or if you can't make it, catch it live Thursday at noon right here at 106.1 ESPN.
Welcome back in. Fitz the Bill. Trying to fix the mic. I've been having a battle with this mic all week. We'll figure it out. All right.
You'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, or I'll have to be holding it by just holding it. And that's what the mic stands for. Dan Pizzuta joined us. Really appreciate his time. But before we went to Dan, we were talking about our Super Bowl picks. Do you want to rewind back to those for a quick second and go back to who the Super Bowl is and how we have it playing out? Because I've got the Ravens and the Packers in the Super Bowl. I've got the Ravens beating out the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship game, and with the Ravens Packers playing for all the marbles, with the Ravens winning the Super Bowl over the Packers. I love the Ravens. I know they have a seemingly lack of clutchness, and the biggest thing holding them back might just be their coaching when it comes to playoff lack of success. But coming off of a season where Lamar was otherworldly, they had the best defense, one of the best defenses in the second half of the season. They had to figure out that new defensive scheme. So should hit the ground running this season. And the offense, they were electric in 2024. They should keep that going because they have been an electric factory as Lamar Jackson has led them the last couple of years. All right, let's go out to the phone lines. We've got Chris, the Raiders fan, joining us now. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Happy football day to you guys. I went to sleep extra early like Christmas Eve, waking up to a gift of football. We're straight for the next 7 months. That's, it doesn't get much better than that. I appreciate the comments on Pete Carroll, Coach of the Year. He's my pick for Coach of the Year as well.
My Super Bowl pick, Baltimore Ravens, and I think they will be playing the Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to have a 95 Super Bowl just because I don't believe in any other team in the NFC. All of them have taken the hit except for the Super Bowl champion. That they haven't really taken a step back. Little prognostications, the Raiders are underdog 2.5 out Foxborough. Take the Raiders, plus the 2.5. I expect Pete Carroll to march into Foxborough and handle the Patriots. Final score, Raiders 23, Patriots 10. That's what I expect. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. You think Ashton Genty over under 100 yards in that game?
Well, Barrymore's back for the Patriots. They got a stout defensive line. Ravens gonna have a tough, hard-nosed defense. Offensive line for Oakland, we're putting it together. They came on strong last year. We got a few new pieces this year. We got Yale a couple games. I think he's gonna go under. Although he's gonna have a good game, I think he'll get you about 80 yards. But I think you're gonna see a lot of passing in this game, a lot of play action, because everybody wants to see Genty run. And Chip Kelly has a package that's waiting for people who want to see Genty run. And his name is Brock Bowers.
I'm very excited to see how Chip Kelly unlocks Brock Bowers, how Geno Smith connects with him. Like,
I am too.
That's going to be fun to watch for the Raiders.
Yeah, and then I'll call you back Monday and we'll talk about it.
I hope so. I hope it's after a win. Look, I won't jump back on the bandwagon, but I'll happily wave as it goes by.
No. Just because you say you want, you don't just come back onto the band. You have to be invited. It doesn't work that way.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm staying off of it, but I will. I am smiling and waving as the bandwagon leaves the station with me off of it, but I hope it has a successful trip. Exactly.
Yeah,
I get it, Chris. I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
I'm bummed I'm not on it, but I wish you guys a successful and a safe trip on the Raiders bandwagon this season.
Well, yeah, we'll see where it takes us. It's 17 stops on this trip, so we'll see. We'll see. We might be able to pick up some people, a couple stops down the road here.
Chris, I look forward to hearing from you Monday after a Raiders win against the Patriots. Have a great weekend.
Win, lose, or tie, Raider fan till I die.
Love it. Love it. Man, I love Raiders fans. Raiders fans are the best fans. That is one of the best fandoms in the NFL.
Yeah, no, they've taken a lot of beatings, so they have to be loyal.
Was it a fumble?
You almost got me. I almost answered that question. Next question.
Next question. Keep it moving.
Almost got off brand there and defended them.
Whoa. It was a fumble.
It was definitely a fumble.
It was a fumble. That is, I talk about sliding door moments all the time in football and sports.
Stunk, man.
Here's a fun hypothetical. Are the Patriots if that's called a fumble?
No, they're not. The story probably doesn't even play out like
Does the story even start? Does Drew Bledsoe was hurt and he got Wally Pipp that season, right?
Yeah.
So would Drew Bledsoe have been the starting quarterback the following season if that doesn't play out?
I don't know, but
my timeline might be a little off there, but
probably about a year or so. But there's a lot of things that changed.
A lot of things.
Yeah, because of that. But
is Rich Gannon a good? Do we remember Rich Gannon as a great quarterback?
No, I
don't. I'm saying if that fumble's called a fumble.
Gruden gets a bump.
Does he get traded to the Buccaneers?
Probably not.
Like, that's all insane. So much came from that game.
But hypothetically, if he did get traded, what if he would have been a 2-time champion? Because the Raiders were on their way to winning the Super Bowl that year. The only thing that stopped them was
the fumble.
Yeah.
All right.
They're a really good team.
Who's your Super Bowl pick?
My Super Bowl pick. Let's see. I'm gonna go with NFC again.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just trying to find value in shock, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. Broncos would give me quite the shock.
Broncos would give me quite the shock too. I just think the AFC is still scared of, like, Patrick's the boogeyman. It's different in the NFC. Even if the Niners lose to him for another time, I think the Eagles, at least on our side of the fence, on the NFC side of the fence, because we don't see him that often, you only see him at the very end. It's not the same kind of. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with I'll go with the Packers.
Okay.
Just for giggles.
2 Packers pick, or I guess I have the Ravens winning, but The funny thing, we all talk about how the AFC is such like a much more difficult conference. They really only are just top heavy with their first couple of teams, first 3 teams really. And then from there, I just see a pretty drastic drop off where the NFC, they have their top 5 favorites to win the NFC are all plus 900 or less, where the conference favorites in the AFC plus 330, plus 330, plus 400, plus 1100, plus 1100. So there's a bit more of a gap between the haves and kind of the have-nots in the AFC, where the NFC, I feel like it's a little bit more equally distributed across the conference.
I think you just know what you're getting with the AFC too. Like
that's a good point. You know what the Ravens are, you know what the Bills are, you know what the Chiefs are.
We say I don't know
what the Bengals are.
I was gonna say we say I don't know a lot when we talk about NFC teams.
Yeah, like
we don't say I don't know a lot when we talk about the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens,
the Packers, were
even
like,
the Bengals.
Even the yeah, you know exactly what you're getting with the Bengals.
Yeah.
You're getting a great offense, you're getting a horrible defense. Then you got the second favorite to win the NFC, the 5th favorite to win the Super Bowl at plus 1,200, the Packers, and they are a massive question because you're just like, well, how is Jordan Love going to play this season? Because Jordan Love last year seemingly either took a sidestep or even potentially a step back after his 2023 season. Granted, he was playing with an MCL injury for all of last year. He suffered that injury in the Brazil game against the Eagles early on in the season. I hope that doesn't happen this season. Or was that at Rio?
That was. I think they're in the same. I think they're in the same place.
Rio also is Brazil, and that was a egg on my face there.
Yeah, no, I
my
think
bad.
it's the same place.
My bad. I forgot my geography there for a second.
Sorry,
but like he suffered that injury. He needs to take a step forward, and that's the big question with the Packers. If Jordan Love takes that step forward, I think Jordan Love and the Packers are the best team in the NFC, and they back it up. But man, it's just hard to bet against the Ravens. Despite their lack of playoff success, I will be the guy who, for the rest of Lamar's career, will be like, the Ravens are going to do it. The Ravens are going to do it until eventually he does.
Well, I will say, if the Ravens don't get it done, I think it's time for us to have this conversation about our guy, John Harbaugh, because he's a very peculiar coach when it comes to crunch time and some decisions that he makes that people don't tend to give him the proper judgment on, especially those 2-point conversions that he'll inexplicably attempt and call it analytics. It's nah.
Well, the thing is too with his 2-point conversion plays, they're never like great.
They're not great plays.
Like the Mark Andrews one, was it this year? I think it was this year, where the play was designed to not cross the line and he had to catch it and then go in. We're just like, what are we doing? And then he dropped the. Oh God, I'm reliving. Let me focus on 2025.
Rethinking those ghosts. Some people just snake bit, man. They just can't figure it out, and they got to get lucky. Like lucky as in they got to have a playoff without playing the Chiefs, the Bills, or the Bengals. That's essentially the kind of luck that the Ravens need to get to win a Super Bowl.
That's true. All right, let's push 2024 to the side and focus on 2025.
It's a new year, new me.
Cowboys, Eagles tonight. Cowboys, Eagles. Eagles are 8.5-point favorites against the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys now, without Micah Parsons, have one of the worst defenses in the entire National Football League, going up against probably the most popular NFC champion pick, the NFC East champion pick in the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles come in boasting Jalen Carter, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, a fantastic linebacking core. And then, oh, by the way, on the offensive side, you got Saquon Barkley. He's getting his documentary produced by Martin Scorsese. You got A.J. Brown. He's not getting his documentary produced by Martin Scorsese. Maybe Quentin Tarantino, but
he's in anger management.
He's reading books on how to calm that down still to this day. Then you got Devontae Smith, a Heisman winner on the other side as your wide receiver too. And then, oh, by the way, you still got one of the best offensive lines anchored by Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata. And, oh, by the way, you got Jalen Hurts, who can, squat 3,000 pounds. Good luck, Cowboys. Good luck. I just do not see a path forward for Dallas to keep this one close. I think the Eagles win this game going away, and it is a sour start for the Brian Schottenheimer era with the Dallas Cowboys. It was a bad hire then. I think it is going to be on even more display that it's a bad hire again.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else you can say to it there without giving away the lead for the show tonight. But I think again, we still have to respect the chaos that is the NFC East. I'm not going to completely write them off, but like I said on the Sports King this morning, I can either be surprised that the Cowboys kept it close and maybe eventually won, or just be like, well, we expected them to get blown out. Like, that's the spectrum that we're looking at right now. And so we'll see how it plays out once kickoff is done. I think the one thing to remember, though, is that these division games usually are competitive.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're like college rivalries, right? Like you get a rivalry game. This is a professional rivalry game, and you've played them so often. You know their playbook maybe better than they even know their playbook. So Dallas,
33-8, I think, lifetime against NFC East. He's got a pretty good history against his opponents there, and I'm pretty sure there's been some upsets along the way.
And maybe I'm arguing against myself when I say this, but like the Dallas Cowboys, when they had Mike McCarthy as their coach, it was bookended by 2 bad years, but those bad years just so happened to coincide when Dak Prescott missed a lot of the year with an injury or was playing through an injury like last season. Then I think he ends up leaving in like week 10 or week 9 or something like that. And those were the worst years of Mike McCarthy. In between there, they just so happened to have the best winning percentage in the regular season behind only the Kansas City Chiefs. So this is a Dallas team, when Dak is healthy, that has shown to be one of the best teams regular season, one of the best regular season teams in the NFL. So there is that portion of it as well. So if Dak is back fully healthy with his new receivers in George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, maybe he can just make this game interesting. But their running back problem is just that, a massive problem. Javonte Williams does not inspire joy. If I'm Marie Kondo, like that Netflix series, I'm throwing him out because he doesn't inspire joy in my life. Miles Sanders does the exact same thing. They'd be better off with Ezekiel Elliott back there again, running it back for his.
I wouldn't go that far.
Javonte Williams is. I hope they make me eat these words, but Javonte Williams does not inspire any confidence. Miles Sanders, I don't even know the last time that he took a carry in a regular season game, in a meaningful regular season game at that. Probably was with the Eagles when he was playing against them. So maybe it's a little rivalry there or a little revenge game for Miles Sanders, but that is going to land fully on Dak's shoulders. He's going to have to pass it 50 plus times tonight, have a 70% completion rate if the Dallas Cowboys even want to be in this game. He has to play a perfect football game, and that's just so much to ask of him. But you can watch that entire game and hear that entire game right here on 106.1 ESPN Richmond. If you can't make it out to Dave & Buster's in Short Pump, turn on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, because we've got tonight's game, the NFL kickoff, airing right here on our airwaves. And if you can't make it out to Dave & Buster's in Short Pump, we would love to see you. We're there from 6 until 7:45. 6 to 7, it's Raise and Hail. 7 to 7:45, we have got our countdown to kickoff, getting you set for the Eagles-Cowboys game. We'll be breaking down the ins and outs of what to expect, our player prop picks, and so much more. While we're doing that, we'll be enjoying $10 for 10 wings. We'll be enjoying some $5 draft options and playing some games with prizes. Some of those prizes include a signed NFL jersey, power cards to Dave & Buster's, and so much more. Catch all of the action out in Short Pump tonight, starting at 6. Game kicks at 8. And if you can't make it out to Dave & Buster's, you can tune in to 106.1 ESPN Richmond to catch the game live on our airwaves. And sprinkled in there between everything, at noon, Bar West, the Richmond Coaches Show. Bob Black will be out there with head coach Russ Huesman, chatting through the week 1 loss and what they need to do heading into week 2 as the Spiders look to get in the win column here in 2025. So out at Bar West, at noon, we've got the Coaches Show. And of course, you can listen to that right here on 106.1 ESPN Richmond. We'll be back. Wrap up this Thursday edition of Fitz the Bill. You're listening to ESPN Richmond, where Richmond talks sports.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COOL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Back is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code PARTY5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
Are you suffering from a sports injury, chronic pain, or something that just plain hurts? Ortho Virginia can help get you on the road to recovery. As the state's largest provider of orthopedic care, Ortho Virginia's team of specialists offers surgical and non-surgical treatment options. With 12 offices conveniently located in the Richmond area, visit orthovirginia.com or call 804-915-1910 to discover why at Ortho Virginia, stronger starts here.
From rush hour to Richmond Roar, Bob Black's voice is your sun-splashed co-pilot. Dive into all the stats, fiery takes, and the kind of energy that beats brake lights. Weekdays, 4 to 6 p.m., your drive's new favorite huddle.
Back in 106.1 ESPN Richmond. Appreciate you making Fitz the Bill part of your morning routine. We're out at Dave & Buster's later today. Short pump. A little welcome back football event. I am very excited for the 10-wing deal that they've got going on tonight with a little, going to watch it down with a responsibly liquid drink. I don't know what I'm allowed to say on radio or not allowed to say on radio.
I think I'm allowed to say I'll get a margarita.
I'm not getting a margarita. I'm getting a 22-ounce domestic draft that they've got on special.
Gonna get something to drink.
Hey, responsibly, though. And then I'm going to watch the Eagles pull out to a 21-7 lead at halftime and then coast away the rest of the way.
I'll be watching with bated breath. And for the folks who probably like, well, that wasn't very detailed on the breakdown.
I
gotta say something for tonight.
That's why you got to tune in 7 p.m. tonight.
Yeah.
What is that? It's a radio tease. It's what a 9-hour tease. We keep you waiting for 9 hours. Tune in at 7. If you can make it out at Dave & Buster's, we'd love to see you. We've got stuff we're giving away. If you want an exclusive, and I'm talking exclusive, Alan. I mean, mint condition. There's only 400 of them made in the entire world. An ESPN Richmond bottle opener. If you want one of those, come by and see us. I mean, they are so they've got to be going for at least 1 cent on eBay. Like, that is how exclusive they are. So come out and see us at Dave & Buster's and Short Pump. If you want one of those, if you want to say hi, we'll be locking in everyone's Super Bowl picks out there as well. And of course, we'll be taking your picks for the Eagles-Cowboys game. We'll be breaking down the game itself. We'll be sharing some of our favorite player props and prop bets to go into that game, and oh so much more from 7 until 7:45 out there at the Dave & Buster's in Short Pump. And look, I wouldn't miss the opportunity to get an ESPN Richmond keychain, an ESPN Richmond bottle opener. You never know when one will come in handy. That's the biggest thing. You never know when one will come in handy at all. We also want to let you guys know
with our friends over at Bull Rush. You've got to do this now, today, before the games kick off, because they've got an opportunity for you to win $50,000 in cold hard cash with their brand new sports comp, the NFL Survivor. There's a total prize pool of $100,000. $50K of that goes to the winner straight up. You've got to make the right picks for 20 weeks. If you think you can do that, join now at bullrush.com/ESPN. That is bullrush.com/ESPN to prove it. Think you got the picks to survive 20 weeks? Let's see. Let's see if you can do it. If someone from ESPN, if someone who signs up through Fitz the Bill wins, I will be so proud. I will be so happy.
I'm working on it.
I might win. Who knows? I might win. Probably not.
You will not win because you are head on with the Chargers. That's going to set you up for failure.
AFC West, give me the Chargers. AFC South, give me the Jaguars. And then the AFC North, give me the Ravens. Let's see. AFC East, give me the Bills. Those are all the AFC conference.
Pick.
Oh, look, I went out on a limb on two of them. And now I'm dealing with very safe on two of them.
No, if you're out on a limb on two of them, just jump on board.
No. NFC, I'm going Commanders. NFC North, I'm going Packers. NFC South, I'm going Buccaneers. And NFC West, I'm going 49ers. I think the NFC West, though, gets three teams in the playoffs. The Rams, 49ers, and Seahawks.
Depends on Matthew Stafford's bet.
That is the bet I'm making. I am betting he will be healthy. If he is healthy, they make the playoffs. NFC North, here's a big bet. One team out of the NFC North makes the playoffs, and it's the Green Bay Packers. I think the Vikings struggle with J.J. McCarthy. The Bears are a year away from being a year away. And the Lions, this is one of my craziest bets of the season. I think the Lions missed the playoffs after that insane brain drain. We saw how it impacted the Philadelphia Eagles after their Super Bowl run. For the Lions, they got hit hard without even a Super Bowl appearance. They are a prime candidate to not even make the playoffs here in 2025. So those are my division picks. Lock them in. It becomes official. Today is the day that the NFL starts. It feels like Christmas morning. Appreciate y'all all tuning in. We'll be out at Dave & Buster's in Short Pump starting at 6 p.m. tonight until 8, and then watching the game over there at Dave & Buster's as well. So come on out, say hi, hang out with us, watch the Eagles beat up on the Cowboys, or hey, maybe the Cowboys shock us all and they win the game. Keep it locked right here on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, because we are the spot where Richmond talks sports. Coming up next, Clinton and friends from 10 until noon. Then Rich Eisen. He joined the family earlier this week. He's got you covered from 12 until 3. Then Matt Josephs with Border to Border from 3 until 4. And then they got the Mashup Hour from 4 until 5. 5 until 6, it's the Sports Huddle with Bob Black. You do not want to miss it. Then Raisin Hail and everything we've got going out over at Dave & Buster's in Short Pump. Richmond Coaches Show as well at noon at Bar West, as well as right here on 106.1. A loaded Thursday. Appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow.
From the ESPN studio, presented by Ortho Virginia. Find one of Ortho Virginia's orthopedic locations at orthovirginia.com. W291CL Lakeside Richmond. WURV HD2 Richmond. We are 106.1 ESPN.
This isn't fantasy football, it's real competition. Welcome to the NFL Survivor Tournament. You versus the field. $100 to enter, $100,000 in total prizes, $50K to the winner. Start each week with a $100K bankroll. Pick games, win returns. Top 80% survive. Bottom 20%, you're out. Bankroll resets weekly, no carryover. 20 weeks, $100K. Will you take home the cash? Sign up, lock in, and let's see if you've got the guts to survive.